There we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, hello, Wichita Bible Church. It's a great joy of mine today to have a few moments to spend with I think probably some familiar faces to some of us. To others, this will be an introduction to some of our faithful friends and a great brother and sister in another part of the world. This is Leroy and Debbie Zumack, who are some of the missionaries that we support here at Wichita Bible Church, and they are serving the Lord in Lille, France. If you don't know where Lille is, it is. Would you call it? Would you say it's north or northeast France? Which would you?
Pretty much straight north.
Straight north. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe to some you don't know quite where that is yet. It's about 70 to 75 miles west of Brussels, which in kilometers is 119, I'm going to guess.
Sounds
Is
good.
that good?
Yeah.
I didn't actually guess. I looked it up. So
Sounds
that's
good.
anyway, so yeah, that gives you a general idea of where they're at. They've been working with Greater Europe Mission in this part of the world for a good number of years, just serving the Lord in a bunch of different places. Leroy, I know, serves in some chaplaincy programs at some various prisons, and they both help serve the local church, do a lot of local outreach and discipleship and teaching English as an avenue for making disciples. So we are really thrilled to have a partnership with them. We've enjoyed getting to know them over the years. If you've never been to that part of the world, you need to go. It is beautiful. The people are sweet. The food is amazing. I have yet to eat a Belgian waffle since I went there. So it's kind of like, it's the best place in the world to get a Belgian waffle. And the people need Christ, and we're thankful they're there because again, they are servants of the Lord, and certainly there are some gifts that God is using to help strengthen the church there and help take the gospel to places that hasn't been. We're thankful for that. So again, thank you for joining us. And I want to talk a little bit about something that maybe a few months ago we wouldn't have planned on talking about, but again, just given the craziness that our world is experiencing right now with this coronavirus pandemic, I thought it might be a good opportunity to hear a little bit from you all and what it's like in your part of the world with this whole thing. I read this morning that again, there I think globally right now 2.4 million cases of the coronavirus. In France, now I read this like 15 minutes ago, so I'm assuming the data is correct still. 113,000 cases, about 20,000 deaths in France alone. In fact, I couldn't find a European country that didn't have infections. So I'm going to start with kind of a personal question, not too personal, but are you all healthy right now? How do you all feel?
We're good.
You're good? That's good.
Yeah.
That's encouraging. Any coronavirus that you know of in your church or churches or friendships? I mean, affected anybody around that you know personally?
I knew a pastor and his wife in the South. They both had it, but it wasn't very serious.
Okay.
Neither of their two daughters caught it either, so God protected them.
Great.
Yeah, and mother of one of our French co-workers had it and got better.
Okay.
The cousin of a woman in our church died of it. And she has another cousin in another part of France who is ill.
Okay.
A couple leaders in our denomination passed away, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So we've kind of known everything from mild cases to not personally knowing the people who have died, but know their family or
Yeah. It's kind of some similar story, I think, for a lot of us here. Just starting to hear of those who are, either connected through another individual or person. Sometimes even as it's spreading, starting to even know people more personally. So, give us a little bit of timeline. I'm kind of curious. So, I was telling the church this morning. I wrote them an email, sent a video this morning to them already, and I was saying that it's been 43 days since our last gathering. So that was the last Sunday we were together, 43 days ago. Where we are at, we are sitting under a ban on gatherings of more than 10. We have some stay-at-home orders that are, requiring most people to do what they can at home and not get out much. So can you give us a little bit of a timeline, best you can, of what has occurred in Lille over the last few months? What kind of restrictions are you currently living under? Are any of those restrictions going to be lifted in the near future? Give us an idea of what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
We started in our home March 14th.
Okay.
And it was officially began in France the 17th.
Okay.
And restricted, yes, we have to have a document when we go out. And their ID.
Okay.
And we mark the time on it. You can go for groceries, things of first necessity.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Pharmacy.
If you work, you have a job that is required to keep going, you can go. But the French government has handed out, the gendarmes have handed out about 750,000 tickets.
Wow.
People, and it's about $150. And if you don't have that document with you, or they think you're just kind of joyriding, you get a ticket.
Where do you get? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No group meetings at all.
Okay.
We can go out for a walk together because we live together already anyway, but I can't go for a walk with my neighbor lady.
Okay. Wow.
And everybody around pretty much, at least in our area, is really respecting it. If I pass someone else on a walk, we all kind of go, hi, and move about 6 feet away, across the street or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it sounds a little bit like you might have some similar guidelines and restrictions, but it sounds like they're enforcing them more there.
Oh yeah, you were going to ask where we get the form or something.
Yeah.
Right?
So where do you get the document? Is it something you print off?
You can download it from a government site. It's in the daily paper, and they've also come up with a way to get it onto your smartphone, and you just enter the information, and it creates a document that lasts for a couple of hours on your phone, then it disappears.
So when you're out grocery shopping, if you walk into the store to buy food, will they ask you for the document? Do they ask?
No, it's only the police that would do that if they're concerned, like if they see crowd. I've gone out so many times, like especially for walks, and I'm always prepared. And one time in the village, a police car went by, and I was like, oh, hooray, finally they're going to stop and ask me, and I'm all ready. And they didn't. They just went by. And then they went by a second time. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't look too suspicious all by myself in the village. And then the stores, probably like where you are, they limit how many people go in at a time, and they won't let you go in without a cart because cart helps you keep a distance.
Yeah.
People doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We just don't go out there.
I've got a friend who lives in Dubai, and I was talking to him the other day, and he was. I asked him this similar kind of question, and he was saying that they also have to apply it. It's actually a how do you call it? It's like a by trip permit. So every time they leave the house, they had to apply for it, and it was an online document, and they had to carry it with them. But it was really specific. Like you had to list where you're going, what are you going to buy, what route are you going to take.
Oh, even with that. Oh yeah. Wow. We have to list our name, our place of birth, and our birth date, and our address, and then there are a list of boxes to check for the reason you're going out. And then you put the time and the date and sign it.
Something else.
Yeah.
How would you describe the community you live in, the city you live in? I mean, do you sense fear, anxiety, restlessness? How would you describe just the culture of people that you're around?
I think it's around because when we watch TV, they got psychiatrists on and talking about how do we handle this as a society. The people we see here, they don't say too much about it.
Yeah, we live in a small village outside of the city. And so as we call neighbors on the phone or knock on someone's door and say hi from the front yard a bit, people are getting just kind of tired of this, but they understand the need for it. At this point, the deconfinement is set for May 11th, just gradually start opening up certain things.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are people, I think people more in city areas or apartments where they don't have a way to get out as easily.
Yeah.
a harder time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those friendships that you have inside and outside the church, what's been the best form of communication for y'all? Has it been phone or computer platforms like this, or?
So all of a sudden, Zoom became very popular.
Right, I know. Right.
So the pastor and I pray together each morning at 10, and we discuss who we're going to call up and who might need encouragement.
Okay.
So that's what I do now. Instead of going to the prison, I've sort of switched my focus onto our local church and the ex-prisoners in Holland and England, mostly.
Okay.
Been calling them more and trying to set up a Bible study with them.
Yeah. So the ministry you have in the prisons, is it completely, I mean, they won't let you visit at all? You can't go?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
One guy, I promised him an English Bible, so I mailed it recently to him. I write letters, of course, but that's not like being there.
Yeah.
And mail service is an issue too, because
Okay.
the whole postal service has cut down to a bare minimum. So we get deliveries 3 days a week only. And our village post office was shut for 2 weeks, and now it's open 2 days a week in the afternoon only.
Oh, wow.
And I'm still waiting for something that was mailed out to me from the States a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, we're all spending a lot of extra time at home. What kinds of things y'all been doing to fill your extra time at home, or have you been as busy as ever, or talk to us a little bit about what time at home looks like?
Still pretty busy. I still send out English lessons to my groups each week, email people, do our English Bible study by Zoom once a week. Our small group gets together via Zoom. Yeah.
Okay.
I had hoped I'd have more free time, but it hadn't worked out that
Yeah, I hear you.
because all of a sudden there's more meetings by Zoom
I know.
with the mission or the church. It's all good, but so I had 2 messages I've been wanting to write for a long time, so I've started on one of them.
Okay. Okay.
I've gotten a couple extra books read.
Yeah.
Time to
What
read.
books have you read? Anything good?
Oh, I just finished an old spy thriller called West Wind, and that was very tense days because I had to keep putting it down. Yeah, and then I picked up a Sherlock Holmes story too.
All right, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I've had a little extra time to do some reading, but kind of like you said earlier, Leroy, I don't really feel like I've had. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty busy as I usually am.
Yeah.
I will say that one of the things I've noticed that's been nice is a lot of the things that I typically do on a weekly basis aren't taking me as long to do them. So if I mean, you understand this, but if if we got to go meet a guy across town, I'm not traveling to do it. So
Right.
an hour.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of nice to have that extra time, but it
Yeah.
seems like I'm still filling it pretty well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What anything I mean, you think about, it may be too early to ask this question, but what's God teaching you all through all this? How would you answer that question?
I feel like for me, it's really working on just patiently putting my own plans aside.
Mm-hmm.
Can't always do what I want to do when it's outside of the home. I can't go to meet people like I normally would or things like that. And I really miss that a lot.
Yeah.
I get tired of seeing the same old 4 walls.
Yeah.
But just kind of keep reminding me, just take it easy. It's okay. I'm doing something. And let him take care of the big picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen.
Just kind of be patience and trust, I guess, in what he's doing.
No, I'd agree with that, and I just see the fragility. Is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
Fragility of the world, the economy,
Yeah.
Everything. Everything is fragile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And God holds it together.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Hmm.
Well, it's definitely a sobering time. It's kind of an exciting time. I think that one of the interesting things I think we've learned here, and I'm sure Christians all around the world are learning, are just kind of some new, maybe even fresh ways to serve each other. And
Yeah.
give us some good ideas going forward for how to.
I think it's been really exciting to see the church here pick up, and with not as much in the way of facilities and technical prowess and everything, all the little churches are still managing to do something.
Yeah.
They send out YouTube links to the worship songs, and then the message written out to read or something, or all the way to videoing the service.
Yeah.
The house groups managing to keep up with each other and have their meetings. And it's been great to see how the people in the church are really looking after each other and calling one another. And you might call someone and they'll say, oh, so-and-so just called me.
Yeah.
It's been really good to see that building.
That's a blessing. Yeah. I've reflected a lot on just the promise in Matthew 16:18, where, Jesus says, I will build my church and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. And I mean, that has, I wouldn't say new meaning to me right now, but just a fresher meaning that even the inability to gather will not cease God from building his church. That's pretty cool.
We're finding people who wouldn't go to church are open to following it online or doing the Alpha course that way instead of coming into the church. It's a little simpler. You don't have to do it around a meal. We had Alpha course started not long before all the shutdown happened, but just going on via internet, then people still being faithful to that group and looking forward to being there online, if not in person. Yeah,
that's great. Well, I'm so happy to be able to talk for a few minutes with you all, and thankful that we could be edified by just hearing some of your experiences and how the Lord is sustaining you all. And I can't end this video though without asking one more question. So it's a number of people here that know you all, especially maybe know Leroy. You've got to give us a joke, like one of your good jokes. I mean, one that really even Debbie would approve of. This is perfect. Give us a good one before we end this video.
All right.
Okay.
You may have heard it a long time ago.
Okay.
Two brothers, they shoot up a bank. The police arrive. One of the brothers is shot and killed, and the living brother says to the pastor, "When you bury my brother, I want you to say he was a saint." And pastor looks at him and says, "I can't do that. Look how he died." He says, "No, I'll give you a big gift." He says, No, it doesn't work like that, sir. "No, but just say my brother is a saint." So the day of the funeral, pastor stood up and said, "This man in the coffin before us, he was a liar, a thief, robber, killer, but compared to his brother, he was a saint."
Oh my gosh. That's perfect. That's what I was wanting right there. Thank you so much. And thanks for chatting for a few minutes.
Thanks for calling up. It was great.
It's been encouraging.
Nice of you to bring us up and thank everyone for their prayers and gifts.
Yeah, we'll say hello to everyone who's watching, and thanks for your prayers, your support, and
you bet.
Looking forward to seeing y'all summer 21 when we're back.
Lord willing, that'd be awesome. We'd love to see that.
I'll be vaccinated, Lord willing.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's a lot safer place to be when you come. So okay, cool. Thanks again.